What is up, everybody? We are Outside the Cage. If you're new, we're an MMA podcast just out here to talk some shit. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for returning. We love our returners. We love our fans. So thank you. We have a banger. We have a banger for you today. Actually, we finally got some stuff. It's been kind of slow, but we're here. We're back. Talk to me, Eric. How we doing?
Man, honestly, a little under the weather. Been a long 2 weeks for me in the personal life, but in the MMA life, I'm great because we do have some stuff to talk about. And I'm not gonna lie, I think everyone's pretty happy about the Lioness hanging it up. I don't want to sound like a dick, but I mean,
So for those that don't know, Amanda Nunes defended her bantamweight belt, 135 title, retired at 45, champion, whatever. That wasn't a real belt. She retired after the fight. One of the best, most dominant we've ever seen. So she retired. So you get into it early then, I guess. But so I was kind of like, I don't know. It's like, what other women's fight would we watch? Like, yes, she gets out, she retired, she's like not. I mean, I guess the only thing we can say that's a good from this, and again, not to sound like a dick, but like there won't be a women's headliner for pay-per-view for a while because who headlines?
That was my logic behind it. Yeah.
But like as far as that, like who other women? Like you still get up to watch Amanda Nunes fight?
Yeah, less and less, but I still would. I think also she just ran through everybody because earlier in her career, there were other really big name girls in that division, like Ronda Rousey. When she lost to Kat Zingano, she fought Cyborg.
So who's the best? Not best. Who's the biggest draw now in the women's UFC? Who's the biggest? Like that's the women. Like who do they build their promotion around?
That is a very good question, honestly, Rose? Dude. No, hell no.
Not Rose?
Hell no. She doesn't even
fight. You can't do it. You can't be Wally. She doesn't speak English.
Bro, give me Blanchfield once she wins one more. Or honestly, dude, Yasmin, International Fight Week, she goes out there and sparks somebody, learns a little bit of English.
Yeah.
And then Blanchfield, she's not a character or anything, but just the way that she's been running through people so far, it's been entertaining. It's been dominant.
So who fights for that vacant 135 belt? Does Pena automatically get a title shot? For sure, right?
I heard, I've been hearing maybe Pena versus Raquel Pennington.
Okay.
Which, I think that makes sense to me. 145 division, Dana said that it's dead now, right?
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Have you heard about people saying they might throw an atomweight division in there?
What's atomweight?
I want to say 105.
Oh shit.
Either 115 or 105. Is strawweight's 115, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it must be 105.
Oh,
but I mean, shit. I think there's probably a lot more girls that are smaller that would be more athletic and more entertaining fighters.
You just gotta have bodies. You can't just have someone to have. Like it's got to be a good fight. It's got to be like enough bodies. Like I don't know, bro. I just feel like, is it worth like putting all the time and energy into that?
I don't know. Money. Yeah.
Yeah, like is the risk return ratio worth it?
I mean, to me personally, probably not. I guess it depends on what demographics they're trying to reach. Hopefully ESPN and Disney doesn't get their dirty fingers in on it and just lets the UFC keep doing what they've been doing and, let them. Yeah, I don't know. There's a reason that the UFC's been so successful. It's not because they have been doing the politically correct thing or whatever move's going to please the masses. They do what's going to put asses in seats and sell fights for the most part. So let's hope they keep doing that. Yeah. Get rid of the.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, get rid of that featherweight division.
Yeah, featherweight division's dead.
No more girls' main events.
That's big. So now that Amanda's retired, we can officially start the conversation. Is she the best women's fighter of all time?
Has to be, right?
As far as like dominance, yeah.
I Yeah, I mean, earlier in her career, I guess she had some losses, but once she hit her peak, she was untouchable pretty much. In that Pena fight, in this countdown, she said that she was injured for that Pena fight. Who knows? But it would make sense based off how that second.
Is Shevchenko can Shevchenko surpass her or no because she lost to her twice, even though they were different, like that shit was different divisions.
I think honestly, I had always never really counted that against Valentina because it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
her daring to be great and going up and fighting a bigger person. I've always thought Valentina was a little bit better pound for pound. But after that loss to Grasso, I don't think she can.
What's the worst loss though? Amanda losing to Pena or Valentina losing to
Hmm,
Grasso? Because I think
that's
Grasso
true.
pound for pound is better than Pena at the time in their careers when they lost.
That's true. I guess
Grasso's
it. I
fucking
guess
good.
the. Yeah, that's true. And I guess just because Amanda avenged her loss against Juliana, it kind of makes people not forget about it, but kind of just set it aside.
And
So
she
maybe
won
if
it in dominant
Valentina,
fashion too.
yeah,
Did you
maybe if
see Pena?
Valentina can
Did you
go
see
out there.
Pena like all mad and shit? Relax.
I don't. I hope she's just trying to sell
Relax.
fights, become a heel,
Relax.
because she's gonna do a good job of that. But
Yeah.
sheesh, dude. I was at your place this weekend for the fights. Just wing it. Had to keep the outside the cage representation going on up there. I've got to say, it's a good spot to watch some fights, dude.
Best place to
Lots
go.
of They got movie theater size screens up in there. They got
Yeah.
small TVs. They got everything. They kind of stuck us in a corner, which I didn't really like. I was having to tweak
Did you
my
guys
neck.
book a table? You got to book a table.
We just walked in.
Yeah,
Said
you got to. You got. Well, okay, so that's how you know it was not a big fight because usually that shit's fucking packed, and you got to book that shit like on Tuesday, Wednesday.
no.
Yeah,
What
like
time
for
do
the
you get there
bro,
usually?
like for the well, okay, so for the Izzy fight, I reserved a table on Tuesday, and the fight was Saturday, and they were like,
Holy.
yeah, but like so I went there the Friday before, so like a week before I went there, and I was like, and they were like, hey, because they don't know I go to watch the fights. They're like, hey, if you're trying to get a table for next week, like you need to get it now because that shit's filling up. Yes, bro. Izzy's fucking box office.
Bro, just wing it, dude. They got it going on over there.
Yeah,
And
facts.
good beer. Didn't really try the food, so I can't rate that. But yeah,
Yeah,
man, just a great atmosphere there. The pop that Charles Oliveira got was something else. There's this dude in there that was Brazilian. He was like almost crying when Charles was on the
that
TV.
was
He was
me. That was me when Izzy won. Teared
yeah,
up.
me with
I get
Sugar too.
emotional.
So
I get emotional thinking about it now.
yeah, one of my other homies, shout out Garrett. His favorite fighter's been Neil, and
Oh,
everyone in the whole entire thing was just going nuts. They were going,
yeah.
yeah, screaming. And then I look
So
over and he's just in the corner about to cry.
Charles Oliveira first round KO over Daniil Dariush. I don't think anyone
Oh
expected that
my,
one. I thought if
bro.
Charles won, it was maybe a 3 round, like tough decision, 29-28. Like fuck, but yeah,
He just looked like he had a fire under
yeah,
his belly or whatever. I think that's the saying. But yeah, dude, he went in there on a mission. And I mean, Benil did good. It was just such a high pace
yeah.
when they got back up to the feet. And those two head kicks, one before the first grappling exchange, one after that grappling exchange. I couldn't tell if they landed flush. It looked like Benil had a hand up, but either way, it's like a golf club just getting swung
Yeah.
at your head. So
That's impressive, bro. And he definitely like but my thing so I was thinking about this last night. So they said that he gets the shot against Islam. And I get it. He had an impressive win over a top 5 guy. Like that usually gets you the shot. But Islam steamrolled him. Like I'm not
yeah,
so like not interested to see because I hate that shit, but like I want to see what the narrative is of why he lost to Islam. He was fucking hurt. Like, what is it? Because other than that, like, I'd rather see the winner of Dustin and Gaethje fight Islam.
that's just tough if you're Charles though, because he's already beaten both of those guys. But it's just tough all around because those guys haven't fought Islam yet. So that's a way better fight for the masses, for the fans. Just something new.
So they're gonna
But I
run the
think
same fight again in Abu Dhabi again.
yeah, literally just a year later, we're in the same exact spot in that division. Volk's going to be fighting the winner just like he was the last time, probably.
Yeah, facts.
That's crazy. That's
So does
actually
Charles
wild.
after you've seen that, does Charles have a shot against Islam now? Do you think like do you
I don't know that. I don't know if that just means that Islam is really that good. I know Charles said that he was off that night, but people say that all the time. I mean, it's hard to tell if they're just trying to psych themselves up, make an
Yeah,
excuse, or if they actually were off. But I mean, based off of the MMA math that I've been trying to do on it, I would think that Charles would have a chance against Islam. Just I don't know. I feel like that Volk fight not laid out a blueprint, but it
yeah,
just changed a lot of people's mentality on fighting Islam. They're
yeah.
like, oh, Volk can do it. And obviously they're like, oh, Volk's 5'4", featherweight. I'm a big lightweight. I should be able to hang in there in the grappling exchanges with Islam. Easier said than done, though, because as Volk has proved again and again, he's just a different
Yeah,
breed.
yeah,
Oh,
definitely. Yeah, and I get, like we say all the time, you can't compare this to that. But like, let's say so, Volk and Charles, who's the favorite in that fight?
I mean, dude, Charles is just so much bigger, but it's hard to go against Volk in that just based off of how they both looked against Islam.
If Volk's at 145 permanently, is he the number two guy behind Islam?
Or 155?
Yeah, I'm sorry, 155.
It's hard to say, dude. I mean, I that's a division where it's really tough for me to just throw someone in there,
Because
even
they can
if it
all
is
beat each
Volk.
other.
Yeah, like they've been fighting each other for the last half decade, scrapping for those top spots, beating each other up, making each other's records not look as good.
Yeah,
So I don't know, dude. I think I'd want to see Volk not fight a contender to like establish himself in that division, but if he was moving up there for good,
yeah.
that's tough,
How
dude.
was the Canadian crowd? What do you think?
Bro, they were good. Very nice, as most people expected, probably. Their fighters went 6-0, which probably didn't hurt the morale at all. That's actually a great transition into the third fight of the night. Mike Mallet had Adam Fugit saying, fuck it. I'm getting tapped out because, oh my goodness, Mallet just looked good. I don't know if it's Maylot or Mallet. Actually, it's probably Maylot, but he looked really good in all facets of the game: striking, grappling, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, everything. That was mad impressive. And I have a little matchup for him. I'm honestly keeping it pretty simple with this one, but there's a solid welterweight this week on the first fight of the main card this weekend. Muslim Salikov versus Nicholas Dalby. I say we give him the winner of that. He's undefeated in the UFC so far, 3-0, 3 finishes in the welterweight division. Not an easy division to do that. Ooh, Clutch Sports Talk with a good question. Where does Amanda rank all time among all UFC fighters? More specific, her career. I saw this topic on First Take this morning. I didn't watch it, but ooh, I don't know. It's so hard to
I
judge
mean,
just because. Yeah, you go.
I don't know. Like, so like as far as like greatness and dominance, like she's for sure like one of like top three, top five. No one had a more dominant run than her. But like, I don't know. Like the fact that I don't know. Like I would take like a. Would you take a Dustin Poirier career over hers? Is that fucked up to say?
I mean, Dustin's probably more a bigger draw. Like Dustin's pay per view will do a
So
lot more buys than this one did.
if we're talking pure like dominance and greatness,
No,
John
I would say
Jones,
yeah,
Khabib, Anderson Silva,
GSP.
Amanda Nunes, GSP, Amanda Nunes.
She's definitely in the top 5. I would say you can't put her on the same level as John because she has 2 losses in the UFC. John has 0, so I think John's just a clear cut number 1. But after that, it's really up for debate with those, 4 to 6 fighters. You got Mighty Mouse up in there too. So I'll put her in that 2 to 6 of all time, or 2 to 7 of all time tier.
But we can't like okay, so two is like even though I do this too, we can't judge it just because she's a woman. So like if a male fighter had her career, where do you rank him? Fucking top two, right?
I don't know though, because I mean, she had that loss to Pena lost to Zingano earlier in the career. That's already 2 losses right there. Khabib and
But she's
John
not.
Jones both had
She's not.
0, so
So yeah, she's
can't
not
put her
John
above.
Jones.
Yeah, I'd say below. Yeah, Khabib also. I'd put him below John and Khabib, but everyone else she has an argument.
Yeah.
Just my opinion. And then another question from Clutch Sports Talk. Also,
Yes.
if you're looking for some good football news, shout out Clutch Sports. And yes, definitely better than Ronda Rousey. Ronda was huge. She was a pioneer for the women's division. They created it because of her. She'll always be a legend in that aspect. But if you're just talking on paper, their careers stacked up against each other, Amanda's is much, much, much better.
Ronda would struggle a lot today too.
Yeah, and Amanda did whoop Ronda and finished her in the first and went on to have a dominant career after that. And was that Ronda's last fight?
I think so.
You were big on the Ronda hype train. I remember seeing your stories back in the day when she was on a run, but that was
It was
hype.
great.
No, I'm not
It
like
is.
gassing you for it. That was just a cool thing.
Yeah. Fucking, she was, bro, literally her and Connor.
Yeah.
Literally, she's probably like a top 3 like UFC like biggest star of all time, male or female. Biggest star?
I guess so, because
No
she
one
got
moved, bro. Like no one moved the needle like her and Connor.
yeah, that's
Because I think of to win. Because I gotta think of like times when like back then. What was it? 10 years ago, maybe? Not even 10 years ago. Probably six. I
yeah,
was in high
dude,
school.
honestly, probably damn near 10 now, like
Okay,
7 to
well, whatever.
10. That's
So like
sad,
at
bro.
that, so like at that time, I wasn't a UFC fan. So like I watched. I didn't watch UFC like cards. I watched when Connor fought and I watched when Ronda fought. So that's how I know like she was a fucking star. I never watched like John Jones. He wasn't a star. Like I watched Connor and I watched Ronda. Like those are the 2 fights I watched. If they fought twice a year, I watched 2 fights a year.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, Ronda was huge, and I'd say she probably got out at the right time too, because she's made a bunch of money doing other ventures in life and doesn't have to live that the tough lifestyle of a fighter.
Yep.
Let's see, Dan 50K Ige with a very, very solid performance over our guy, San Diego alum, Nate the Train Landwehr. Tough for Nate, dude. He honestly, he
Tough
just
fight.
looked a little old. It was a good fight. Nate was scrapping till the end, but Dan definitely just had a little bit more technique, I would say, a little bit more power, just kind of a little bit more everything on the feet. So yeah, Dan rattled off 2 wins in a row now, coming back. Dude, it's hard to win, like start a win streak after being on a big losing streak. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So yeah, shouts 50K Ige. I don't think he's gonna make a run to the top 5 or anything like that, but I could see him having a couple more big fights on main cards of pay-per-views.
Yep.
Maybe
Would
getting
you like
50K a couple more
anything
times.
else on this card before we move on?
Let me check my notes. Eric Anders, tough night for him. He almost got finished in the first 20 seconds of the fight and then proceeded to, hang on, have a pretty even fight after that. He got kicked in the dick, I think, 2 or 3 times. So just not a fun night for Anders. Got half his money because he didn't get the win, but he'll be back. I believe in him. Marc-Andre Barriault won. And then Imavov Curtis. Imavov was definitely on his way to a win, in my opinion. Then got not decided to headbutt him, but probably accidentally headbutted Chris Curtis and opened up a pretty nasty cut next to his eye. And Zahibi, he did have a very nice knockout. Another Canadian. The Canadians, bro, 6-0 on your home card. That's impressive right there, bro.
That's big.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got. Blake Bilder fell short, unfortunately. I'm actually glad we didn't release a preview episode because I missed damn near. I think I missed every bet. So yeah, we had feel. We knew.
Yeah.
We weren't here for this one.
We're back this weekend in the Apex UFC Fight Night. We have 2 middleweights contenders, Marvin Vettori versus Jared Cannonier. I feel like these matchups in like middleweight just like sort themselves out. Like this is for sure like a fight you just make.
Yep.
Pick 'em line again. Like I don't know who I would pick. It's like interesting to see like all these guys that like lose to Izzy like fight. Like I don't know. Like I just like seeing them fight because it's like who wins. Like that's a good ass matchup. Who do you have? Like do you have anywhere?
I think I like Cannonier here.
Okay.
I think he's better on the feet, and he's going to be strong enough and have good enough takedown defense to, he might get taken down a couple of times, might get held down, but it's a 5-round fight. He's going to have 5 chances on the feet at the beginning of rounds.
Yeah,
So I like the Killer Gorilla here. I'm not super, super confident, but it's a coin flip, even money. Give me Jared.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I probably lean towards Jared too. Same reason you mentioned. I do think Marvin Vettori could kind of wear him out, and if it goes to 5 rounds, I think he'll have a little more gas in his tank. But as far as matchups, I definitely think I like Cannonier in this one.
Yeah, the wrestling is definitely a good style for that, for those 5-round fights, just wearing on you, getting you tired slowly but surely. And yeah, honestly, I think this card might have some better fights than the pay-per-view last week.
Yeah,
I don't know. The fights themselves, there were a few good ones in there for 289, but as a whole, compared to most UFC pay-per-views, it wasn't up
I
there
think it's
for
just
me.
hard because you have International Fight Week, and then so it's just
Yeah.
kind of you
And
kind
they've
of
been
just gotta throw
stacking
them out
every.
there.
Yeah, they set the bar so high.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can't reach that every single card. But yeah, and then we got Christian Leroy Duncan coming back after UFC London, opening up as a I guess a decent favorite over Armin Petrosian. I feel like that line might move towards Petrosian a little bit, but personally, I don't know. I'm gonna stay away from that one.
Yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
I'm honestly saving up my money for 290.
Yeah,
I need to start saving up some money.
yeah, facts.
I've been spending a lot more than I should lately.
You got anything else for us, brother?
And we got Zach Palga, tough alum, opening up the card. Let's see what he can do. And
I'm excited for Tough tomorrow. I want to see that shit get popping, bro. I feel like we're gonna
yeah.
see some more shit. Episode
Oh
30,
yeah.
like we're settled in. We know the guys. Let's lock in.
Should we do a little review of last week's episode? I know it's not super fresh in our minds,
Yeah,
but
dude, we
I
can
liked
jump
it. I liked it a lot better than the first one. Not gonna lie. I don't know, dude. Just give me the show for what it is, and I like it. I'm a pretty easy
in. You're
customer,
saying
to be
I'm like,
honest.
you're saying I'm just like overhyping it because like I get it because like my favorite seasons were probably like not my favorite seasons, but like I really enjoyed Volk and Ortega, and it wasn't anything
Mhm.
crazy there. So I get what you're saying. Like take it, but like I don't know. I just feel like it's Connor. Like we got to see some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it just has to be organic. Like whenever it's forced, it doesn't seem cool at all. They haven't been forcing anything. When it happens, it'll
Was it
probably happen.
was it you that were saying like you don't think they have a lot of Connor clips, so they got to kind of like yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Here's
Like
not that
just
fool's not fucking there.
no, just doing whatever. Probably not training either. Probably in Monaco, buying yachts and stuff like that.
That
Set
fight
up
does not. That fight does not. Hot take. That fight does not happen this year.
I've been hearing more and more people saying that. I've been hearing people say that Chandler might just get passed by altogether. I don't know about that yet,
Oh, like
but
not do Connor and Chandler.
yeah,
Oh
like they
shit.
just move on. Like say someone with a belt calls out Connor.
Yeah.
Who says no?
If Islam calls out Connor,
Who says no?
not me.
Not the UFC.
Yeah,
Not
that's
Connor.
true.
I
That's
don't
true.
know. Like it's messed up, especially to that division. But hey, when
Yeah,
you move the needle, like you said, for people that were in your boat, like for people that are how you were 10 years ago, only watching the Connor, maybe an Izzy, maybe a John fight now, maybe a Sugar fight. Yeah, they want to get him in there fighting for a belt if they can.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think young guys might win one
Yeah,
or
they're not.
two fights. Is there a chance that the vets sweep?
Yeah. I mean, I'd put my money on it. That was their best guy, right? The number 1 seed lost, or was it number 2?
Number one.
Yeah. So yeah, they're cooked.
It's
It's
hard to
just
know
you gotta
though.
think, bro. Like so, like what I think is like Connor has the young guys, Chandler has the vets. Connor's never there, so like, and I don't think his guys are there really. So like, who's getting the better coaching?
Oh, the
And they're
vets for
and they're
sure.
and they're already vets as it is. So it's
Yeah.
just not a good recipe.
And like the vets just know how to live a fighter's lifestyle. They're more accustomed to cutting weight, being disciplined, being on a schedule
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. We'll
Like
see
the
tomorrow
knock
though.
on them was, oh,
I definitely don't see the young guys winning one.
Yeah, and the knock on them was like, oh, these guys, they got cut because they weren't good enough, so we should be able to steamroll them. That's what one of the young guys said. But then you see this last bantamweight, he lost to Aljo in his first fight, and then tapped out with like less than 10 seconds left in the round, and got cut right after that. Like it's really that quick with some of the people. You don't really get to see their true potential.
Yeah.
So I don't know, unless there's just some vets that are just, not there anymore. But I don't know why you'd want to go do the Ultimate Fighter if you're not dialed in. So I could see the vets sweeping it.
I hope they bring it back to where, like, if Connor and Chandler do fight, they put the tough on finale on that card.
100%. Like not even the co-main, make it like the main event of the prelims or something that. Yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Did you see that hypothetical UFC 300 card that was like some fan thing that they made?
No, who was it?
I forget what it was. Just nuts. Like it would never be realistic. But I think the main event was like GSP, Khabib, and then like John and Francis were the co-main, and then who else?
That's like some shit I do on UFC.
Huh?
That's like some shit I do in the video game.
It was for UFC 300 though, so they were just saying what if Sugar and Peter 2 was like the second fight of the prelims.
Oh shit.
Connor and Islam, I think, were on there. There's a bunch of funny ones.
Yeah. But let's get to the of the day. I know you got something for me. I'm ready for it. I've been waiting.
I need to make sure that our technology is working right now. Holy crap. I'll give you a little background first while I try to download this. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, bet. Sorry, this thing is being a pain right now. But if any of y'all saw Floyd Mayweather over the weekend or over the last couple of years, he's been doing these exhibition boxing fights. He's a genius, honestly, dude. He goes in there and just whoops on some dude that's probably been boxing for maybe a couple of years, just stunts on him, gets a little TKO, gets out of there with who knows how much money. Chael claims that he makes way less than he says he does, so who knows. But either way, it's funny to watch. And Floyd's a comedian, bro. The whole fight. So he's fighting John Gotti III. Yeah, I think he's related to John Gotti, the mob boss back in the day.
He is.
So that's already pretty weird in itself. And then the whole fight, Floyd's just touching it up. He's showboating. You can tell Gotti's pissed because Floyd's just like looking at the crowd, and then he looked back and hit him with a jab and dodge a couple. Yeah, and then so Gotti, he kept tying it up, like trying to get him in guillotines and stuff like that. And the ref, he would just be like, come on, cut it out. Let go. And Gotti just kept not listening. So eventually Gotti does it again. The ref probably gave him a warning, and he ends up calling it. And then this happens.
Where was that at?
I don't know. Honestly, I just saw the clips. I didn't even know it was happening before it happened. I just saw the clips after the fact. But
yeah, I mean,
it went on for.
They fucked up.
Yeah, it went on for like another minute of,
No, they're hella fighting in the fucking.
Yeah, the money team was running in there.
Yeah, it's a fuck situation because like them motherfuckers in the mob, and then fucking Floyd's team's not gonna back down. It's a bad situation, bro.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'd be more like I'm more worried for Floyd's team because like. Bro, the mob, like I know they got Rico'd and everything, but still, like,
I'm not fucking with them.
Hell no. That's like going after the cartel or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude. I mean, Floyd, he's a funny guy. I was watching that fight and I was just laughing the whole time because it's so cool too watching him box because that's just a master of their craft right there. He's almost 50, right?
Still master.
Dude, yeah, like he's still pretty fast, but he's like 5 steps ahead of the other person at all times. Like even in that little exchange where John Gotti ran up on him, you could see Floyd just hit him with that clean right hook, stumbled him all the way across to the other ropes.
Tough.
The GOAT, bro. The GOAT of boxing, in my opinion. I'm no boxing savant, but how can you argue with 50-0?
Facts.
All right. How about a little basketball talk? Your Nugs in 5 prediction is looking pretty darn good right now.
I told you, bro. Relax.
Mikey
I realized, bro. What I realized is like the Heat fucking suck. Like Spo's a fucking guy, but the Heat
Who's the
fucking
guy?
yeah.
Jimmy, his fire ran out a little bit.
That's tough, bro. They're just not. They like they peaked. They're not fucking good. They shouldn't have been in the finals. They're not good.
Is there a piece that they could add? Are they one guy away, would you say?
I mean, it's hard because you want Jimmy to be the guy because he's your heart and soul. But like, I mean, I've always been like, you can't win a championship without a top 5 guy.
Yeah, honestly. I can't think of the last time that a team did.
Yeah, it's you gotta
Maybe
you
the
gotta be a guy.
Spurs or no, Duncan was top 5, I guess. Yeah. But what about would Dame fit in with the Heat culture? I know I'm just throwing his name everywhere, but it's fun
I
to
like
do.
Dame. He's good.
Oh, that would I
Yeah.
want Dame to go to San Antonio. He can't go to Boston. He can't go to Boston.
Yeah, no. He don't want to go to Boston.
Good. Good. And then what else is going on in the sports world right now? Anything?
Nah, shit, man.
Bro,
Prime
this
UFC
is
season.
we're getting to that dead time of the year for every other sport where it's only baseball and you're out there watching like you'll be out there watching cornhole on ESPN and stuff like that. Oh geez. Bring me some football. New York Giants over 11 wins this year, even though we have the toughest schedule in the league. We have a tough schedule. We play the AFC East and the NFC West.
They have the same schedule as you.
No, but you guys play the AFC East too?
Every division opponent plays the same schedule, I think.
I thought there was a few games that were like random to each.
Yeah.
Yeah, our random games are tough.
Yeah.
Well, week 1, Sunday night. I hope you're ready. All right, then. That's it for this week. We'll be back a week from today with the Topuria Emmett preview. That's a banger card on ABC. We'll have a recap for this. We'll see if our picks were right. And as always, thank you for listening. Yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you, everybody. See you next week. We're out.
Doses.